How you doing, guys? I'm Trent Henderson, and you're here on the infamous Living Realm Network. Divine powers are always working for us because we're trying to do right. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. How to let go of superstitious beliefs. Wow, this is a good one. Being that this is Halloween today, yes, it's the 31st and it is Halloween. I've already came across so many different people in their Halloween costumes, and people look fabulous, man. It's a happy moment. Not only is it a frightening moment, but it's also a moment where people can come together and enjoy each other simply because it's another holiday. So happy Halloween to you from Trent Henderson, and on the behalf of the infamous Living Realm Network. Enjoy yourself tonight, guys, and be safe. Do not drink and drive. So yeah, I grew up, in a family. We celebrated on Christmas and we look forward to Easter Sunday and whatnot, Halloween. And as a matter of fact, I was always waiting on the tooth fairy when one of my teeth fell out. I made sure I put it up under the pillow because I needed that money. I need my money, And so when I had that dollar, that I could spend at lunch, because my lunch was free, and I always wanted to get a dessert. Now see, when I was going to school in elementary, desserts weren't free. It was $1. Tooth fell out. I had my dollar. Next day, I had my cake. As a matter of fact, time and time again, I would find myself with my friends and we would be walking through town. I had to be in the house before the street lights came on. And so as me and my friends are walking down the sidewalk, some of us would cut the pole. You know what I mean when I say cut the pole, right? Yeah, that superstitious belief that if you go on the outside of the pole, you had some kind of bad luck. So we had to make sure that we were walking on the sidewalk and we would stand straight between the street light poles, and the buildings beside the sidewalk. Funny, right? Funny, right? Yeah, as a matter of fact, moreover, when I was younger and I was just learning what money meant, I was just coming up in my financial status, so to speak, I didn't really have too much to spend, because I had a penny bank full of pennies. I had some silver stuff in there too. I was a little rich, but I would go out and I would make sure that I find pennies on heads, because that meant good luck to me. That meant that I was doing good in life. So I would always make sure I pick up the pennies on heads, but I would leave the ones there that were on tails. Failing to realize that I was shooting myself in the foot, because if I would have picked up the ones on tails and the ones on heads, just think of how much money I would have had to go to the corn store and cash it in and come out with $5 to spend. It's crazy, right? Superstitions, right? Oh my God, superstitions. This stuff is so real and it's so serious until we wake up and realize that it's not as serious as we think. No, I got something good for you guys. I got something good. It's Halloween, so it's just coming to me at this point, because this stuff is so frightening right now. Like, oh my God, I remember I had to duck and dodge cracks on the sidewalk, because it was like, if you step on a crack, yeah, you got it, you break your mother's back. So I didn't want to step on a crack only to get home later on that night to find that my mama's back was broken. Oh my God. And even as I grew older, I began to take on spiritual and religious superstitions, such as if you don't go to church every Sunday, God doesn't love you. So for a long time, I was finding myself, keeping up with making sure that I go to church every single Sunday, because I felt like God would punish me if I did not go to church every single Sunday. So yeah, this superstition stuff, it gets really deep. Like, it goes on and on and on. If you let people and worldly beliefs and the thoughts of others get into your mind, if they aren't healthy thoughts, don't accept it, but if there are thoughts that feel like you get hurt or you will go downhill or something bad will happen to you, it's probably a superstition. Always make sure that it has some logic and reasoning behind it. And this logic and reasoning is not valid if it came out of Aesop's fable books. So right now, let me tell you to just wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's Halloween, folks. I know it's a scary moment, and since we're talking about superstitions, I want to let you know that you may be believing in superstitious stuff right now and don't even realize it. If you are believing in superstitious things and you still want to hold on to those superstitious beliefs, such as if you're walking outside and you look on the ground and you find a 4-leaf clover, you have good luck. And it's funny because immediately when you pick up that 4-leaf clover, you start to think about a leprechaun, and then you start to think about a rainbow, and then you start to think about a pot of gold and treasure. Really? So as time began to go on in my life, I began to choose my own way of thinking. You know what I mean? Just like you you kind of beginning to realize, you know what, I don't have to think like I used to, or I don't have to think like they told me to, or I don't have to think like this superstitious stuff is real. You can choose your own good luck, because it's all based on and determined on how you feel right now. If you're the type of person that feel like you're always gonna have good luck, then you will always attract good luck into your life. This video right now is to help you realize right now in this very moment, present day and time, that before you go on in your journey, before you go on with your life, make sure that you're not believing in anything superstitious, because these things can hold you back in your life. It's all about beliefs. It's all about what you believe in your mind. It's all about what you accept to be true for you. Now, when we were growing up, we thought that Santa Claus was really real. Did you not? Yeah, I mean, literally. Everybody thinks that Santa Claus is real when they're growing up. As a kid, we had no clue that it was mom and dad until we began to realize, hold on, something ain't right. Why is these doors opening in the middle of the night at 12:30 and 1 o'clock when I'm supposed to be waiting on Santa Claus? I know it ain't Santa Claus. And then I hear bags and stuff crinkling. Something ain't right with that. Then you start putting two and two together. You like, come on, mom, really? So it didn't take you that long to catch on. Only as time went on, you began to wake up and realize that things weren't exactly how you thought they were. And that's life. The more you go on, the more experiences you have, the more you see that you are actually free. But you don't want to wait until you get like 100 years old to realize that you are mentally free, and that everything out here is a choice and a decision that you make, whether or not you want to believe in it or not. You could be feeling guilty of something because you did something that you thought was wrong. Once again, you thought it was wrong. And so all day long, you were angry, you were depressed, you were mad at yourself. You even thought that everybody around you were mad at you, but that was just not true. The whole time, you failed to realize that you were just living in your mind. That's something that you took on to believe for yourself. That's a belief that you took on because you felt like you were guilty, and so you believed it for yourself. Only thing that the universe is allowed to do is forgive and give. The universe cannot take anything from you, folks. It's always giving you things. It's always adding to you. It's always building you up, making you, molding you, twisting you, flipping you, folding you into your greatest potential. So you don't never have to believe superstitious things anymore. You don't never have to accept false beliefs of guilt. Never let anybody tell you that if you're a bad person, you will forever be a bad person. So now that it's Halloween and everybody wants to be bad and everybody wants to frighten everybody else, go out there and have a good time tonight, guys. I'm Trent Henderson. You're on the infamous Living Realm Network. I hope this message inspired you, and I hope it made a difference in your life, and I hope it resonated with you. Now go out there, be safe, and once again, don't drink and drive. Peace.